Orgasmic enlightenment, where the sexual and spiritual come together. I'm Kim Anami, and I'm a holistic sex and relationship coach and a vaginal weightlifter. In this show, we explore all things intimate. I believe that our sexual energy is life force, creative energy, and we can use it to shape our worlds, strengthen our relationships, and self-actualize. I blend the most avant-garde information from neuroscience, ancient sexual practices like Tantra and Taoism, to renegade wellness modalities to show you how to create gourmet sex in your lives. Come one, come all. Anami style. 50 fuckable and unfuckwithable. The times are a-changin', and I'm here for it. Here's to heading into a new era of being forever fuckable and unfuckwithable. A new epoch is upon us. There are fuckable 50-year-olds on TV and in movies. In the last year, we've had a 48-year-old Ally Larder as the smoking hot, sassy, outspoken Texan in a topless sex scene riding Billy Bob Thornton in the TV show Landman, looking hot as fuck. We've had a 56-year-old Nicole Kidman in the movie Family Affair as a 50-something mom in a relationship with her daughter's movie star boss, Zac Efron. In the same year, Nicole slays yet again as a fabulously sexy CEO, having a lascivious BDSM affair and having countless on-screen orgasms with her much younger intern in Baby Girl. Nicole's been rocking it. Huge kudos to these ladies for the self-love that it takes to keep on keeping on and the boldness of playing these ultra-sexy and wildly fuckable characters. Contrast this to the Sex and the City remake that is so massively unsexy that they had to change the name to take sex out of it because none of these 50-something characters is having any. Some of them, like Miranda, and I quote, says that it has been years since she and her husband have had sex. She just casually drops this into the conversation like, yeah, next week I'm going to the dentist and we haven't fucked each other in years. Carrie, the supposed heroine of the show, gets a hip replacement and pisses the bed. I shit you not. Charlotte has a stroke or eats a pot cookie and almost has a stroke or what the fuck, I don't know. Oh, and Miranda also has early onset dementia. See, this is what not having sex does to you. Instead of capitalizing on an opportunity to make a show about some sophisticated and wildly sexy 50-something women, they made this pathetic dribble that reinforces the idea that women are dead at age 50. Way to go, Sarah Jessica. So good of you to advance the narrative on elderly, hapless 50-somethings. I will take the hot bitches, thank you. Over the years, I have never worried that much about aging. I take care of myself, I eat well, I work out, I'm athletic, I surf. There isn't anything that being in my 50s has prevented me from doing. When I see all the programming and propaganda, especially aimed at women, I feel inspired and compelled to show how it can be different. Apart from the examples I cited earlier, as in these hot, sexy women rocking it in the last couple of years, the general message, especially for women, is that aging is depressing, horrific, and 50 is the new 80, meaning these elderly ladies in the No Sex in the City cast are showing women that you don't have to wait until you're 80 to have hip replacements, strokes, Alzheimer's, and never have sex again. You can do that today. When the role models women have are 50-year-olds wetting the bed and being frumpy as fuck, wearing tablecloths and curtains for clothing, someone has to show them what else is possible. It me. Here's what I do to stay fuckable and unfuckwithable in my 50s. I have dialed in my exercise and food. Last year, I went on a transformative fitness journey. I shared about this in my Ageless and Fit as Fuck podcast episode. I had been at a set point weight for most of my adult life, and I've had an active lifestyle for about that long as well. A few years back, I put on roughly 15 pounds. It was a combination of a number of factors, and since learning more about it, I would say the two biggest ones were stress and glucose consumption. Now, paired together, I was inflamed to the max. So I went on an ultra-committed 3-month program where I was tracking macros, counting calories, weightlifting with a trainer 3 times a week, getting my 10 to 15,000 steps a day plus in, surfing on the other days, and then upping my protein intake massively. In 3 months, I dropped the 15 pounds and I got more shredded than I've ever been in my life. At age 54, I am down to my high school weight. A year later, I have gone full carnivore and dropped another 5 pounds without even trying. After I realized how carb dependent I was and what that was doing to me, I have converted to the keto carnivore camp. I've been eating fish for years, but the transition to meat came gradually until last year when I really went for it. I began eating red meat and eggs every day to see how I would feel. And honestly, I wasn't feeling bad before. I was increasing my protein mostly through fish, and I at the time was using some protein powder that I'm not using now. I know that a lot of people have miraculous stories of going on carnivore, their acne clears up. I didn't have any, or they heal their autoimmune conditions. Again, didn't have that or whatever else. For me, I haven't had any major or minor conditions to heal. I'm all about listening to my body to see what I'm drawn to eat and then optimizing. Now I'm eating steak, venison, bison, seafood, eggs, raw cheese, and heaps of ghee, as clarified butter, and salt. And it feels like the most decadent thing ever. I fucking love it. A friend of mine asked if I'm getting bored with eating the same kinds of foods every day. Honestly, I love the ease of it all, and I look forward to all of my meals, even if they're similar. I have never been into cooking big, elaborate meals. I've always felt that that was a waste of time. If someone else wants to cook them, sure. But as an active, athletic person, I eat food for fuel. When I want to eat, I want to eat now. I don't want to spend 90 minutes in the kitchen to cook a meal that's over in 10 minutes. So my formula is 2, sometimes 3 ingredient foods, 4 if we count salt, and that's it. And then the sugar thing. I used to crave sugar all day, every day, and not refined sugar. I haven't eaten refined sugars in probably over 20 years, but things like, fruit, like coconut nectar, coconut sugar, supposedly lower glycemic index sweeteners. So I would just move from one sugar carb hit to the next throughout the day. Now I crave protein and fat. A big spoonful of ghee with my Balinese volcanic salt on it. Oh, drooling. I actually have to work to eat the calories I need to be in maintenance. At this stage, I'm happy with my body and the shape, and it's just fine-tuning from here. I lost some muscle on my ass a few years back from surfing 3 hours a day and not nearly eating enough protein. So my body started cannibalizing itself, like eating its own muscle to get the fuel that it needed for me to keep paddling after 3 hours. I was not as protein savvy back then. I still ate a decent amount of protein, but I'd say it was about a quarter or a third of what I eat now. So now I'm on a build-a-butt mission. Now I eat 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per pound of my body weight. I'm lean and strong, and I'm fitter and more sculpted than most 20-somethings. I usually surf every other day, sometimes every day. I weight train 3 times a week and I follow a progressive overload program. I walk on average about 8,000 steps a day, and then I surf 90 minutes 3 times a week, where I'll estimate that I'm getting another 10 to 15,000 paddles per session. So I'd say that all averages roughly to 15,000 steps a day. So in summary, I weight train 3 times a week. I eat 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight. And between the surfing and the walking, I average 15,000 plus steps a day. And then we hit the magic X factor. Actually, it's the magic sex factor. Why do I and countless women who take my programs forego HRT, hormone replacement therapy? And the bigger question is, why do so many people in the supposed wellness field think that women's bodies are so completely inept that they need to be medicated with hormones for their entire lives? I cannot think of one prominent so-called health advocate who doesn't think that women shouldn't be on hormone drugs. Why? Ye of little faith. From the onset of teenage acne and being recommended hormonal birth control for it, to using hormones to avoid pregnancy, to then taking another round of hormones for perimenopause, which apparently starts in women's 30s now, to then taking these drugs literally until the day they die, which is a direct quote from a woman doctor who is really big in the menopause loves HRT movement, and this is the advice most women are given. How do so many people see women's bodies as being inherently flawed, that they break down and must have drugs for another 30, 40 years, or again, their entire lives? I actually find this view ultra misogynistic, and I never use that word because I see it as a very victim mindset term, but there they are. So what am I doing that all these hormone pimps are not? Want to guess? Getting fucked, maybe? Well, it's more than that. I've come to a place where I have activated, balanced, and harnessed my sexual energy. I assert unequivocally, without exception, that every single woman going through difficult menopause and difficult periods is 100% underfucked. I guarantee it. All the symptoms that women talk about, from their hot flashes to lack of lubrication to general malaise, I attribute to the hormonal imbalance of being underfucked. Imagine my 2 hands outstretched in front of you. One is holding the red pill and the other the blue pill. The blue pill represents your bottle of blue hormone pills. The red hand is holding a dick pill. Yes, cock is your medicine. Cock is the red pill. Your sex hormones are your master hormones. When they are out of whack, everything is out of whack. They are the cornerstone of all of your hormonal systems in your body. So, how do you balance and nourish them? Orgasms, a steady diet of being well-loved and well-fucked. And while I love referring to cock as medicine, you can be your own medicine. Your hands can be, a dildo can be, especially if it's a luxury, hand-blown, couture, erotic objet d'art, like the Holy Trinity set of vaginal orgasm dildos in my Anami Alchemia online shop. My last podcast, I'm So Fucking Hot for Myself, was all about falling so deeply in love and lust with you that you want to be sensually connected all the time. Not jerking off, but reverently, voraciously fucking and making love to yourself. The women who fully inhabit their sexual energy use menstruation and menopause for the opportunities they are meant to be. Nature gave you your very own psychedelic portal. You access it most easily during menstruation and throughout menopause and beyond. If you drug yourself through these gateways, whether it's with Midol or HRT, you will never tap into this energy source. You won't connect to your own deep intuition and direct line to your inner worlds. That is your true essence and power, being born in a female body. Instead, you'll be chanting a mantra of, nature be dumb, it made big back mistakes with women, we must fix with many drugs, okay? Yeah, no, not drinking your pharma-laced Kool-Aid. I'd much rather be guzzling cock. The biggest part of remaining fuckable and unfuckwithable is mastering your sexual energy. The more sex you have, the more sex people want to have with you. Line up 50 people in front of me and I will tell you which of them is well fucked and which of them is not. It's a palpable vibe of openness, vivaciousness, flow, grace, radiance, playfulness, versus a feeling of being closed, sad, depressed, oppressed, repressed, suppressed, vacant, and lifeless. And I could tell you that before they even open their mouths. We can all read this energy, even if we don't realize what we're seeing. You've likely heard me talk about the not giving a fuck factor. When you are so clear on who you are and what your truth is, you become unstoppable. It's a knowing, surety, and feeling in alignment with your deepest truth. Your confidence blasts through any obstacle or any need for approval from anyone but you. You don't try not to give a fuck. You simply give all your fucks to yourself and your partner in bed, where they belong. And then you go out into the world. After being supremely well fucked, you have no fucks left to give anyone else. They've all been washed away in a sea of spraying ejaculate, squirting, and self-knowledge. In addition to not being sexually self-actualized, if you're also living a high-stress life, you've doubly loaded your body and psyche with more weight than they can cope with. Stress hormones steal from your sex hormones. When you're in a constant cortisol, adrenaline state, your body directs all of its output to the perceived emergency that you immediately need all your energy to deal with. Maybe that is your everyday life. You may be in crisis mode or have PTSD, an unhealed trauma, or a buildup of it. Everyday living is a challenge for you. Your body perceives that state of mind as you being in danger every day. So it goes to work building your never-ending fortress and your never-ending need for stress hormones. You'll always be ready to deal with the threats you perceive in your life that your nervous system doesn't realize aren't there anymore. So it pools all of its resources, borrowing from your sex hormones, for the ever-demanding supply of stress coping chemicals that you are telling it you need. So what happens to your reproductive hormones? They get depleted. Your system is trying to alert you with all of these reproductive symptoms that something is wrong. You don't have the fuel to keep your hormones and organs functioning optimally. I have the solution to that too. Yes, it's orgasms for the win. Orgasms release a massive amount of oxytocin, especially the deeper vaginal ones, which wipes out cortisol in your system, floods it away. And when you get stuck in a rut and your new default is a nervous system wired for trauma and stress, you can reset that too with orgasms. Nothing resets your nervous system deeper and faster than orgasms. Again, especially vaginal orgasms, and more than any of them, cervical orgasms. The cervix is connected to the vagus nerve, which is a major player in your autonomic and parasympathetic nervous systems, helping you to relax and self-regulate. So women are being told to take exogenous hormones to deal with their self-inflicted hormone depletion. But really, they can reset their bodies to do what they were always meant to do: glide orgasmically through menopause and have psychedelic and spiritually expanding periods. So, the keys to being in your 40s, 50s, and beyond and feeling fuckable and unfuckwithable are already inside you. But because so many people are so profoundly underfucked and have never experienced cataclysmic, life-changing sex, they have no idea that this is the missing piece, the cornerstone, the master hormone, the cure-all. But I know, and the legions of women and men who have gone through my programs also know. That is why I bring them onto the podcast so you can hear it directly from them. And if they can do it, you can do it. Come on over and join me where you can watch me shake my 54-year-old actually, ass in miniskirts, bikinis, and beautiful dresses. I will be sharing my workout routines, my diet, plus my overall beauty and lifestyle habits, health facts, especially related to women's overall and reproductive health, my favorite travel destinations, hotels, and inspiration for being fuckable and unfuckwithable at any age and stage. All of this is at my new account at Anami Style. ANAMISTYLE. This account is on TikTok and on Instagram. And, of course, join the Well Fucked Woman Salon. This is my 10-week online program that produces well-fucked, fuckable, and unfuckwithable women. I have compiled my 30 years of sexual and spiritual wisdom to give you the highest level sexual education that we all ought to have had, but did not. The main thrust of this salon is all the tools women need to build their orgasmic self-mastery. We go deep into the art of surrender and come out the other side with G-spot orgasms, squirting orgasms, throat-gasms, anal-gasms, and of course, the queen of them all, cervical orgasms. All the gasms. Registration opens next week. To be notified of when it does, go to kimanami.com, look for Sexual Savant Salons, and then click on How to Be a Well-Fucked Woman. In the meantime, you can sign up for my free Well-Fucked Woman video series and take the quiz. Are you underfucked? And girl, if you have menstrual or menopausal symptoms, then I can already give you the answer to that question. And I can also give you the remedy. Thank you so much for listening. Subscribe to the podcast, leave a review, and send somebody else the gift of a multi-orgasmic and transformational love life by sharing this episode with them. If you'd like to go deeper into all things orgasms, sign up for my free Orgasmopedia series where you'll learn about 9 different types of orgasms everyone can have. Go to kimanami.com and you'll see the sign up there. Come one, come all.